What's up, Star Trek fans? Episode 2 of Strange New Worlds is out, and I got my quick review that I'm going to blast here for you guys. I know it's weird. It's late. I don't even know how many people will see this video because I'm dropping it very late, and I don't care. So far, I just want to quickly recap Season 1 of Strange New Worlds. I actually thought it was all right. I gave Season 1 in its entirety a 6 out of 10. I've rewatched about 4 of the episodes several times. I like those episodes. But there are 6 episodes that, not so much, and there's some questions I have about some things, and Spock is a little bit off, but it's whatever. So I was excited for Season 2. However, Season 2 was filmed right at the same time as Season 1, so I didn't think much would be different about this season. However, I find myself being more angry at this point about Season 2, even though I thought the seasons wouldn't be that much different. I hate to be this guy, and I'm so sorry if you're going to find this annoying, but I can't stop seeing, like, a clear sort of stereotype and failure here of pushing an agenda, or you know what I mean? Like it's an agenda push. It started in the last episode, and it's continuing now, where most of the men are morons or useful idiots or just there. The men are all useful idiots, morons, or just there, or they're the bad guy. There are no men who seem that competent or that involved in anything. It's so weird how this is. I noticed it a lot in this episode for sure. Now, I want to say that although episode 1, I did not really like episode 1. I thought they destroyed Spock. This is not Spock. In episode 2, there are some things I really like. I like that we're back to I like the courtroom situation. I sort of liked how they incorporated the persecution or whatever of this Alarian race or whatever that they're doing in Starfleet. It is a little crazy that Starfleet wouldn't allow these people to be involved in Starfleet and that sort of thing because of their genetics alterations. Starfleet is all about welcoming anybody and anything and any whatever. But they sort of push the idea that, genetic manipulation is banned, which I will buy that. I'll buy it. Okay, that there's like a long-standing thing that they need to switch over and change their beliefs. But we're supposed to be beyond that point, I thought, at this time in Star Trek. So I don't really understand that, but whatever the case is, fine. Another thing I noticed about this episode is, like I said, all the men are just kind of useful idiots, and the women are just so amazing. It's so weird, man. Like Pike shows up to try to help Una, and he's got to wear this mask, and he's trying to get this famous, amazing lawyer, you know what I mean, to help. And, of course, it's a woman, because, you know what I mean, it would be. Everybody in this episode that's amazing is going to be a woman. And I know what you're saying. If you're weird out there, you're like, oh, why are you obsessed with that? That's all you see, whatever. Yeah, okay, it's like clear as day that it's everybody. It's so weird, man. It's everybody. Captain Pike is just kind of doing his thing. He goes there to get this amazing lawyer lady who knows Una or whatever. She's just the best, man. She's just the best, let me tell you. I liked her overall. I liked what they gave her, but it was like, again, these just overpowered people. Pike's not overpowered. Pike is just Pike. He's almost kind of like a Boy Scout, like, idiot sometimes at this point. The Boy Scout. Oh, you're the Boy Scout. It's like they kind of like make fun of him for it. Like, oh, you're the Boy Scout. And Spock is like, you're Spock. You're weird. Like, Spock is a moron, like, idiot. And Pike is a goofy Boy Scout. This is what they call him. But yet these people are literally, like, in charge of the ship. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is going on? So to cut to the chase, I sort of liked why do they know each other and all this stuff? That's why he reached out to her. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Fine. I'm just fast forwarding because I don't want to be here forever. I really don't. I can't be here forever. Once again, Pike's. I don't even. You know what? I don't even want to go into it. I was thinking about breaking down everything, going word for word, and talking about everything. I'm not even going to talk about it. I thought everything was all right. Here, I want to move forward to remember the things I want to remember, which are Una gets her lawyer. Then we find out that this Vulcan bad meanie guy, of course, the bald white guy is the bad guy. And also Spock is engaging with the enemy, and so Spock is going to get angry, I guess, here or something. And so they make a joke out of, what constitutes anger for the Vulcan, which isn't much. But while this is going on, she's like, oh, they're angry. They hate each other. And Mbenga is like, what? How could you know that? Mbenga's like, how could you know that? And Ortegas is like, oh, it's obvious. It's so obvious that they hate each other. It's like she drives the ship, right? She's like one of the best pilots ever, right? She's the best pilot ever. But now apparently she's also like a amazing reader of people's minds and gestures, and like she's Betazoid or something. Like all of a sudden she's like, oh, they're fighting. They're in a big fight together. Like they don't like each other. And Mbenga's like, what? How he doesn't know because he's a guy, so he doesn't really know. See how he's like, what? See, he doesn't really know because he's a guy. Only the women on this show know what they're doing. The woman lawyer, amazing. The woman prosecutor, also the good person and amazing. But the Vulcan guy is a bad guy. And Spock, who's a man, is kind of like also weird because he gets angry at the guy. But Ortegas, who's the pilot, knows, oh, they hate each other. And Mbenga doesn't believe her. And then it's like, yeah. And of course, Uhura is amazing too. Uhura's like, oh, I'm so amazing. Like, it's crazy. And then just everyone's amazing. Like, I don't know. It's so goofy, bro. And then, of course, the leader of the whole council is a woman as well, right? So the person in charge of the whole thing, overseeing the court, the trial, she is also a woman. So, like, everybody is a woman who is in power, that knows anything and that's good. Just about everybody else is kind of like an idiot. You know what I mean? So it's just very funny to me. It's so obviously done, you know? La'an, though, is also, like, very, very strong and powerful and all these things, too. So there's lots of women. There's more women than guys, and they're all amazing. And like I said, the guys have been useful idiots in this show. See how I'm so serious and smart, and Ortegas is so serious, and Chapel. Chapel doesn't really get a lot to do in this episode really at all, but and neither does Spock. But it's just the guys. It's just funny to watch how they portray the guys in this show. Like, kind of like they're just there. They don't really know, you know. The interrogation scenes were kind of cool. Some of the stuff they did here was kind of cool, but later on it gets ruined because at some point they're like, Admiral, the Admiral's not on trial. Admiral April isn't on trial. You can't put him on trial. But then later on, they literally put Captain Pike on trial. So they're like, it doesn't make any sense. 1 second, they're like, objection, you can't put, he's not on trial. Well, there was no objection that Pike isn't on trial, and they tried to use that as the whole, like, oh my God, the whole crew's going to go down, and the captain's going to go down because of Una basically, saying that she put herself in this position, and she's now exposed her captain and friends. But that didn't really work with me because I was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Why is he on trial? They just said, the show is written by assholes. Now I know. So some of this was good, and I thought the actors and actresses and everybody were so good. Like, they were really, really good. And a lot of the material was pretty good, too, in my opinion. I liked a lot of the courtroom drama stuff for the most part. But again, that was a huge flaw and a huge problem to me. And then also I couldn't really get into it because I kept laughing at how, like, of course, like, the men, like, are stupid. Like, it's just like, that's all I can see is that, like, clearly this is what's going on. And then it just went on, and of course the Vulcan guy is evil, and he's the white Vulcan guy, so of course he's the bad one. It became too much ridiculous woke stuff or weird agenda to me that was clearly coming across. And obviously this was a big comment on modern day stuff and whatever, but that sort of is what Star Trek is. So I thought that was okay, to whatever she symbolizes in today's society. You know, whether that, coming out, whether that's gay, whether that's trans, whether that's just being who you are, whatever that is in general. Like, I get that message. I don't mind that message, really. Like, of course they're doing that message because that's all this show is really, you know what I mean? Like, Star Trek used to be, like, about Star Trek, but, molded in was some overall message. And it used to feel organic. Like, they were giving you something to think about, but you could go either way on it, maybe. But now it's just bang over the head. Bam! Take that, mother. Like, you're going to take it, and we're going to beat it over the head. Oh, by the way, the guys are morons, and Spock's a crybaby retard. It's just they're beating you over the head with it. And I don't even know what to say about this anymore. I don't have a lot to say about this. It's very simple, basic. Other Star Trek episodes have done way better at this courtroom stuff. I'm glad to see a courtroom episode. It's nice. It's part of this episode is okay, but then the rest of it is just enraging. Spock is a baby moron. They treat Spock like he's an idiot. And it's just so obvious what they do. And of course, I don't know. It's just so, I don't know. It's just so, it's not real to me almost. It's hard to explain. I'm surprised that you know what? At this point, just make everybody a woman. Make everybody on the show a woman and make them all not white. Because that's really what it feels like. They would rather do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, at this point, just make everybody trans and like, it doesn't feel organic. It feels like they're being forced to, like, really get in there with this stuff. Back in the day, they stuck, they put Uhura, in the background on the ship, and they put Sulu on the ship, and at some point they had a kiss on screen, and in the Next Generation they covered several topics. They had a blind guy who was Geordie LaForge, a black man and a blind guy. The head engineer. I mean, they had women on the bridge. It's like this weird fight to be the most progressive, that it's getting in the way of the real story, if there was one. So it was just some of it was confusing. It was nice. I think I can rewatch this episode again, potentially, even though it's a really ship in the bottle, like courtroom episode. I probably could watch it again. It's not that exciting. It certainly doesn't touch the Measure of a Man or the what's the other? There's another good the Drumhead, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and some of the other episodes that they've done in Star Trek over the years. But it was a Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing, where I was kind of fighting with myself over whether I liked it or not. In the end, it was. I don't know. I think last episode pissed me off more because of Spock. I guess this is a slight improvement, I think. So whatever I gave last week, I think I gave last week like a 5 out of 10 or something. I mean, I don't remember. I maybe give this a 5.5 out of 10. I think we're just falling slightly below the mark I want to be at. We're falling below the mark I want to be at for this show. Some of the writing at times is pretty good and seems like Star Trek, but then a lot of the writing at times is literally like written by, it's like retarded or something. I can't explain to you what it is, but it just feels like it's written by dumb people. Like in like we're in high school or something. I don't like Discovery. It feels almost like it's in Discovery Zone. You know, the Discovery level of quality and writing and believability. These are the problems I have. If you don't have them and you're loving it, that's awesome. You know what I mean? You know, I'm wondering if just, bro, I'm not a smart person, really. You know what I mean? Like, I am not a very smart person, I don't think. And Star Trek, I used to watch Star Trek and think, wow, I want to be like that because they're so much smarter than me, that I want to be smart because they're so much smarter than me. I watch Star Trek now and I'm like, damn, I'm smart and these people are retards. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Like, I feel like I'm watching stupid people. But yet I don't think I'm that smart, but they are dumber than me. But I want to watch people that are smarter than me. That's why I liked Star Trek in the past, because they would open my eyes to things, and it would seem like they were working together and they were very smart, and there were all these things to think about, and like maybe I should think about those things too. But this show makes me kind of like angry and annoyed and what? And then at the end, Una like held her hand like a long time when she got on the transporter, and I was like, I don't know what this is. I was like, oh shit, are they like together? Like, was that like just to show togetherness? Or are they trying to say that she's like a lesbian or bi or what? Like, I don't care, but why are you, what? Another thing? Like, it's just always, there's always something about someone's sexuality or somebody's background or what somebody is. Like, it's just constantly happening in these shows. That did not happen in The Next Generation. That did not happen in almost any other Star Trek. And not because it wasn't progressive, but because it was trying to tell a story about something. And it just did that. But in this show, it's like every 5 seconds, it's like, boom, 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 woke thing, agenda thing, this thing, did that, we did. But like, it's like it's happening all the time, guys. Like, it's all the time. It didn't, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's very weird. I don't know what this means. Are they together? Are they not together? Does this mean they're going to be together later? I don't know what this means. I don't think it's a big deal, but it is a big deal because they like focused in on it bizarrely. Was it just a shot? I find it hard to believe it. The director was like, I love that shot, so let's keep that. Like, it feels like it's supposed to be there for a reason. I've seen other people get more angry about it. Like, oh my God, here we go. Like, but I think maybe some people are telling on themselves that they, whatever. But it's just, it's a shot that you wouldn't see this shot unless they were trying to say something. And maybe they are. I don't know. I'm lost. I don't get it. 5 out of 5 out of 10. Star Trek, the next Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Episode 2, Season 2. Yep. Anyway, hope you subscribe, like, comment down below. What did you think of the episode? And what did I not talk about that I should have talked about? I blasted through this. I'm not doing an hour review because I'm up against the time and I skipped a whole bunch of stuff. Oh well. I'll see you guys next time.